All right, good morning. Our devotion this morning comes from 1 Samuel chapter 3. Wonderful story about a young lad by the name of Samuel. 1 and 2 Samuel are named for this boy that we meet in this story. He is probably about 12 years old at this time, and he is being mentored by an older man who is in his 90s, and his name is Eli, and Eli is the high priest over God's tabernacle there in Jerusalem. And what we see in this story, here is young Samuel. It's nighttime, he goes to bed, and he hears that he believes is the voice of Eli calling him. And he runs into Eli and he says, "Eli, I heard your voice. What is it that you want?" And Eli says, "I didn't call you. Go back to bed." So he goes back to bed and he hears this voice again calling to him, "Samuel." And he runs to Eli and he says, "Eli, I heard you call me. What do you want?" And Eli is thinking, what is it with this boy? And he sends him back to bed. He says, "Go get some sleep." And a third time it happens. He comes to Eli, and Eli realizes that this time, he says, "Now I know. This is something that is very peculiar." He says in verse 9, "So Eli told Samuel, 'Go and lie down, and if he calls you, say, Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.' So Samuel went and lay down in his place." And the fourth time, when God calls to Samuel, he responds, "Lord, here I am. Speak to me. What is it that you have to say?" And I love this story because this is the moment in Samuel's life that the Lord reveals himself to him in a wonderful way. And he calls to him and he gives him this message to give to Eli and to speak. And he's going to begin this transformation here in his people. He's going to replace Eli, this old man, with this young boy who's going to be raised up to be the leader in Israel. And he will be a prophet, and he will be the last of the judges. And he's going to be that transition character between the judges and the kings. So, important time. But what we see here with Samuel is that God is speaking. And so often, God speaks to his people. I don't know if he's ever spoken to you, but if you get that understanding that he wants to speak to you and he wants to give you a message, we stop and we say, "Lord, here I am. Here I am. Speak to me. What is it that you want to say?" How does the Lord speak to us? I think probably in a couple of ways. Most often, the Lord speaks to us in his word, and he will never contradict his word. So, I've never heard really the audible voice of the Lord. I've had many impressions upon my spirit of the Lord telling me that he wants to do something, or he wants me to respond in a certain way. Surely that is the way that the Lord speaks. But he never contradicts his word. So we can always find what the Lord is telling us when we read his word. Psalm 119, verse 105 says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." Whenever we read his word, he is speaking to us and he is guiding our way. And many times the Lord speaks to us through others, and he confirms that with his word. But is he speaking to you today? What is he saying to you? You need to get away from all of the electronics. You need to put all the distractions aside, and you need to sit and you need to say, "Lord, here I am. Speak to me." He wants to get your attention today. He wants to speak to you the same way that he spoke to young Samuel. "Lord, we're here. I am here, Lord. Speak. Your servant is listening."